touch that dial. Just chill for a while, keep it locked with my man Tony D. Welcome to something new, something you're not used to. It's fresh and guaranteed to bless. New Artist Profile. Yeah, it's a new day with a new sound. Keep it locked, you're listening to the new Artist Profile. Thank God for music. New music on the radio. Artist Profile.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. It's your boy, Tony D, on the radio, and we are inside another one, the NAP show live right here on Level Up Nation. Shout out to everybody who watched the Real Level Up show at the top of the 3 o'clock hour. It was a phenomenal show. So if you want to rebroadcast and watch it later on, you can. It's definitely will bless you again and again and again. And we're excited about today's show because we have a great independent recording artist that has some phenomenal music. I'm telling you, if you get a chance to listen to the New Artist Profile over the last, I would say, 6 to 8 months, we've highlighted this artist very a many amount. I was about to say a many amount of times. That's not. We've highlighted him often throughout the broadcast, and so we're excited to have him on as a guest to really get a little bit into his music, his ministry, and a little bit about him as well. So before we introduce our guests, we are going to shout out our sponsors. We got some great sponsors to help us keep the New Artist Profile live right here on the air. So we're going to roll that footage, and then when we come back, we're going to be chopping it up with our guest, Mr. Daniel D. Coleman. Check it out right here on the NAP Show Live. We'd like to shout out our NAP Show Live sponsors. B&W Insurance Group. They are a full-service insurance company focused on helping you and your family find the best coverages at the best rates for all of your family needs. Based out of Augusta, Georgia, you can give them a call at 706-833-1449 or visit them on the World Wide Web at www.bnwinsuranceGroup.com. That's www.bnwinsuranceGroup.com. Christian Sounds Entertainment Media Group. They specialize in radio promotions, artist development training, photography, music videos, lyric videos, graphics, and much, much more. They can service your needs whether you're a business or a recording artist. Find out more information about CSE Media Group today by calling 803-599-6572. The Spot on Walton. This is the newest location in Augusta, Georgia to host your next intimate event or gathering. Host a book signing. Debut your music at a live listening party. Set up an art gallery. Host a mini musical concert. Or even film a podcast. The Spot on Walton is waiting on you. Visit them on Facebook at The Spot on Walton, or for more information, call 803-599-6572. Williams Artistic Catering. Locally based in Augusta, Georgia, this company is committed to providing safe and high-quality catering services while implementing all necessary precautions to protect their valued clients and their families. To book Williams Artistic Catering for your next event, email them at cookingflavor41@gmail.com or visit them on Facebook, Culinary Canvas Williams Artistic Catering. If you'd like information on how you can sponsor the NAP Show Live, just email us at csemediabiz@yahoo.com. That's csemediabiz@yahoo.com.
Extraordinary story ever
It's time for a change in America. It's time for renewed values. Time for fairness, opportunity, and optimism. We're not going back to the chaos of the past, but we're looking forward to a brighter future. It's time for our country to leap into the ocean of prosperity. On November 5th, vote Harris Waltz for our next president and vice president of the United States of America.
Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you.
Divinity Music Group Studios. High-level recordings. Large band recordings. Professionalism is our structure. Sound isolation booths. Pro mixing and mastering. Calming atmosphere. Guitar amps and mic placement. Great preamps. Easy vocal layers. Keyboards and synths. Ready to do your production. Hammond RT3 organ. DMG Studios reception. Welcoming atmosphere. Industry standard softwares. Video editing. CD and DVD duplications. Graphic designs. And high quality mics. Book your session today. Call 910-769-0533. Divinity Music Group Studios.
Shout out to all the sponsors who help the NAP show live come to you every Sunday. We're excited about the sponsors. We're going to tell you a little bit later on in the broadcast how you can become a sponsor of our show. All right, guys, it's time to jump right in. I love this next artist that we're going to chop it up with. When I tell you he's got some great music, very, very eclectic, non-traditional type of music. He can sing, man, great producer, all of that. I'm excited, man. We've been playing his music on the New Artist Profile for quite some time, and I consider it an honor for him to be on with us tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce to you our guest, Mr. Daniel D. Coleman. What's going on, Daniel?
Tony D, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for coming in with us, man.
Thank you for having me. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's jump right in, man. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
So, again, my name is Daniel Coleman. I'm just a young man from a small town by the name of Richton, Mississippi.
Okay.
Last time I checked, it's been a couple months. Last time I checked, I think the total population of Richton is less than 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, my high school graduating class was 45 students.
Wow.
So we knew everyone, literally K through 12. The whole school basically knew each other.
Everybody know everybody business.
Everybody know everybody. Everybody knows everybody. Yeah, man. So I'm just a young man who loves God, loves music, and wants to use my gift and share that love with the world, hoping to inspire someone to be better on today than they were on yesterday.
That's what's up. And you told me today off air that you're a minister as well?
I am. Okay. So
Right.
Interesting enough, I come from a lineage of ministers. My grandfather was a pastor. My father was a pastor until he passed in 2000. So yeah, I've gone through the whole pressures of being a preacher's kid and a preacher's grandkid. But, when it comes to that form of ministry, I really did take some time to see if that was truly what God was calling me to. Because I know all the ins and outs of at least from a pastor's kid's perspective. So yeah, that's just another part of who I am, being able to share the gospel through preaching.
And you shared the word this morning, correct?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, man. So I love your music. I got to tell you this, and I know I've told you in text, instant message that your music is dope. And we've highlighted on the NAP show for quite some time. For those who don't know, I keep alluding to NAP. We may have some people who have not heard the show. I host a syndicated radio show called The New Artist Profile. We're on 44 stations across the globe. And we affectionately call it as the NAP show or the NAP show. So when you hear me say NAP, that's what I'm referring to, New Artist Profile. So Daniel, man, you have a wide selection of musical influences. All right. Now that I know that you're a PK,
Yeah.
how did you get such a wide selection? Because I'm not a PK, but there was no R&B music played in my house
Yeah.
unless my dad would sneak an 8-track in every now and then, because my mama was only playing gospel, Clouds of Joy, Shirley Caesar, James Cleveland. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So were you raised up in the house like that?
Yes and no.
Okay,
I'll say
okay,
yes from the standpoint that my mom growing up, she had us heavy on the Clark sisters,
okay.
heavy John P. Key. So I heard them all the time playing all throughout the house. But when she the first CD, I feel kind of old and I'm still young talking about CDs. But the
Watch
first
it, watch it.
CD,
I'll talk about records in a minute.
oh wow, okay. So the first CD that I ever got was J Moss.
Okay.
J Moss is really kind of what started to open up the untraditional thought process when it comes to music. And then when my mom started dating my stepdad, I don't know why, but for some reason I was going through his car one day and I found his sleeve of CDs and I stumbled across Stevie Wonder, The Definitive Collection.
Oh,
So I found that, and once I found that, it literally just took off. That combined with Pandora Radio, iTunes, Spotify, I just started listening to all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Wasn't necessarily hiding. I'm thankful to my mom that she didn't keep me from listening to different types of music, but she did make sure that everything was still pointed back to Christ.
Stevie Wonder is one of the goats, brother. Like that was, man, I'm telling you, and he's very spiritual too. So
Absolutely.
great choice on that. So how did you begin to take what you were receiving from those type of artists and mold the Daniel D. Coleman sound?
For sure. I have been blessed to be a part of a very musical family on both sides. There are singers and musicians on both my mom's side, on my dad's side. My grandfather was a very profound singer and musician. So going to church for me wasn't just going and being a preacher's kid that sat and watched and listened to the word. It was going and being a part of the ministry. My earliest remembrance of church was playing drums at probably 3 or 4 years old. And then as time progressed, moving on to other instruments. So just taking all the nuances that I heard from, family members, cousins, friends, and then hearing the different influences through my own musical study. That's really what I believe has helped me to craft my sound.
Love it, man. So you write all of your music, correct?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you ever collaborate with anybody on some of your music?
So for these first 2 songs, New Thing and also Talking About Jesus, I'll talk about New Thing first. New Thing actually started as an Instagram post. The instrumentalist on the song, Miles Brandon, phenomenal guitarist. I was just scrolling on Instagram one day and noticed that he had posted a 60-second clip. So I shot him a DM. I was like, "Hey man, did you produce this for somebody or are you just practicing?" He was like, "Nah, I just made this for social media." And I asked him if I could have the track. So I took the 60-second track, copied and pasted, clipped it here and there, did a few things in production. So that's how that song was birthed.
Wow.
The project that I have been working on, the larger project, I haven't collaborated with anyone in terms of writing, but I have collaborated with a phenomenal producer, Mr. Marcus Singleton. If you're from Mississippi, if you're from the Mississippi region, you know that Marcus is top tier, second to none when it comes to musicianship. So I wanted to give him a shout out as well.
If you had an opportunity to collaborate with somebody, who would it be?
Oh, it's a lot. Just to name a few, PJ Morton is
Mm,
one of my biggest influences. I think it's ironic because he always speaks of Stevie Wonder being one of his
he does.
influences.
He does.
Um, Jonathan McReynolds, you'll find in my larger project, there are influences of Jonathan McReynolds inside and out of my music, both writing and in production. Tons of people, Madison Ryan Ward, Jabari Johnson, Kier Sheard. I can name till the day is done. But
But
just to name a few.
if you had just one, if God said, Daniel, I'm going to let you collab with one, who would
Yeah,
that one artist be? If you could, because you named some amazing names, but if you had one, who would that be?
it would most definitely have to be PJ.
Okay, yeah,
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 Mr. PJ
yeah.
Morton. Absolutely.
He's a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to so many viewers. Man, we got Cam Harris. We have Marie. I don't know how to say the last name, so I'm not going to try. We have Teresa Collins Friday.
Mama
Uh,
T, how you doing?
oh man, so many. James Fuller, Tammy White, Curly Davis. We appreciate all you guys for jumping on and supporting Danielle Littleton. Thank you so much, guys, for checking us out. We're excited about being here. If you're just tuning in, you're looking at the New Artist Profile live on Level Up Nation TV. We do this every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m., and we highlight some of the best and brightest emerging recording artists, just like this gentleman you see on the screen, Mr. Daniel Coleman. So, as an independent artist, and I like to ask this to artists a lot, how easy or how hard is it for you to navigate all that an independent artist has to do as the label? Because you, Daniel Coleman, is the label. So
Right.
let's look at what an independent artist or independent label has to do. You have to be a marketing person. You have to act as the label. You have to fund what you have to do. You have to be a social media promoter. You have to act as a business owner. You have to be your own brand ambassador. And so how is it, how are you able to mold all of that to create the Daniel Coleman brand?
Great question. I appreciate it. I'm one who enjoys a grind, for lack of a better way to put it. I think that comes from my athletic background. I don't know if y'all can see, but this is my jersey. I played college basketball. So taking that mindset with also trying to utilize the education that I have in business and things of that sort, it's a challenge, but it's one that I appreciate because I believe, the day and time that we live in, not saying that labels are obsolete or that you don't need them, but it gives me an opportunity to be free and create the art that I want to create without having to fit a certain avenue.
Yeah.
It can sometimes be difficult, like you said, when it comes to finances and then marketing and all these types of things. It keeps me up at night trying to find out how to best promote myself. But the way that I've learned, and the way that I am learning to overcome the hard times is just remember to be myself. I think that's one thing that permeates culture today, whether you're in music, business, politics, government, it doesn't matter. Truly being yourself, being authentic to who you are, I think that speaks volumes to whoever that you're aiming towards.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I know as a marketer for my own brand and my own music, I don't get a lot of sleep. I'm up, working, marketing, promoting other artists, and even promoting myself. Not a lot of sleep time. Always researching, trying to find the most effective ways, because a lot of times we come into this and we don't have the formal education in what we're doing. We just kind of stumble into it. Can I say that that's kind of what happened with you?
Absolutely. So I didn't study music in college. I didn't study music business. My educational background is in sociology and business administration. But I appreciate that because it gives me a different perspective when I'm writing, when I'm producing. Understanding social theories and how people think and why they think the way that they do, I feel like in a sense gives me a leg up when I'm writing, and a level of relatability that you can't get sometimes with a technical music education. Not taking away from that, it's definitely necessary. But then with the business background, marketing, finance, it also gives me a different perspective when it comes to budgeting, when I'm producing, collaborating with other artists, or setting aside budgets for marketing and getting my name out there. So it's really a lot of fun getting to learn literally all the ins and outs and to be the label in a sense.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. If you have any questions for Daniel, you guys be sure to drop them here in the chat. We'll try to address those questions. We like to be an interactive show here. So if you have any questions for Daniel, just go ahead and drop them in the chat. So Daniel, man, you see, we all see gospel music from when I was introduced, and even you were introduced to it, because I'm a lot older than you. But we see a lot of changes in the industry. We see TikTok videos, Instagram videos of Kurt Franklin dancing across the stage. I saw one recently where him and Marvin was doing their thing, and seems like gospel music is really kind of under attack. How do you feel about that? And what are you doing with your music to maintain the Christian concept of what gospel music should be about?
Great question again. The Word of God tells us, and I don't remember the exact book, passage, or verse, so I'm paraphrasing. The Apostle Paul tells us that I became all things so that I may win all people. Now, I take that basically in a sense to say that you have to be yourself and you have to be relatable. I do believe that sometimes, just being transparent, sometimes I do believe that some gospel artists go too far, because at the end of the day, we have to remember that we are representatives of Jesus Christ, and we are to be the example on earth that he set until he returns. So specifically with my music, I like to take the influences that I've received, whether it be through my family or through the artist that I observe, and really just create my own sound that reflects the image of Christ. Not to get too deep into it, but I heard Ty Tribbett in a sermon one time. He was preaching and he talked about like the different frequencies of music and how they impact, the energies going throughout your body. So I think a lot of times we have to be careful with certain sounds, because let's just be honest, like you said, the history of gospel, there's a certain sound that comes with gospel music. There's a certain voice that comes with gospel music. And I'm not one to object from anyone being themselves or putting out what they believe God called them to. But at the same time, I definitely believe that we have to be true examples, so not to cause confusion for both the believer and the unbeliever.
Yeah. I remember, and let me preface by saying this. I love music as a whole. I mean, music is my life, whether I'm creating it myself or playing it on the radio. But I do remember growing up with a certain sound when it came to gospel music. There was a lot of secular influences, but it wasn't so blatantly in your face. Now a lot of it seems to be blatantly in your face. And I'm wondering how much of it is to pull the world into the church, but it seems like sometimes the church is going into the world and not for the good. How do you feel about that?
Jesus told his disciples to go ye into all nations, preaching the gospel. But I do believe that at a certain point, I asked the question, and I just had a conversation with a friend of mine. At what point are we subconsciously co-signing with the world in contrast to winning the world? I think it's important to be, and this is amazing, I just talked about this morning. We are in this world, but not of the world. We understand when scripture says the wheat and tare must grow and the Lord will do the separating. But I think at a certain point, you have to decide hey, I might not need to collab with this artist, not because I don't want to have a relationship with them, not because I don't want to be an example for Christ, but you'll know them by their fruit. I think it's important, and I think that gospel artists need to take a stronger stance in being true representatives of Jesus Christ, because just because Jesus, went and ministered to those who didn't believe doesn't mean that he participated in the act
what they did,
against what the law was. So yeah, those are my thoughts towards that. I'm just like you. I appreciate all different types of music, but at the end of the day, I do think gospel artists need to take a firm stance that we are representatives of Jesus and not bend or bow one way or the other.
One of my favorite songs by Jonathan McReynolds is Christ Representatives. I love that song. I play it periodically when I find myself maybe not being so representative. Y'all could look at me funny, but it's times where we drop the ball.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like that you made those comments. So Curly Davis says, what would you say to encourage other youth who may want to follow in your footsteps in the music industry?
Well, firstly, great question. Miss Curly Davis, she's known me since I was born, pretty much.
Okay.
This is a great question. First and foremost, I think it's amazing that anyone would want to, follow in my footsteps in any way. But I would say, if it's something that you love, pursue it and give it all you got. In my research, I'm finding that there are so many avenues within the music industry. You don't have to be the artist on stage singing. You don't have to be the musician. There's so many different things that you can do. So ultimately, I would just say find your passion. Practice. I cannot express that enough. My mom can probably tell it better than I, but there were nights to where I stayed up literally to the crack of dawn, practicing my instruments, practicing my singing, practicing my producing. Perfect your craft so that when the moment comes, you'll be ready. And then be authentic, be true. I would say to anyone, whether it be, trying to be in the music industry or even a minister in any regard, if you know that you've been called by God, be true to who you are. Don't be afraid to be authentic, because we aren't perfect. And sometimes when you share those imperfections, that's what makes the biggest impact.
Right. That's true. Shout out to my dear friend, Augustus Peugeot from New York, one of my high school mates. He's on all the way from, I think he's in Harlem now. I'm not sure. Gus, where you from? Are you in Harlem? I know we was in Queens together. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, you're locked into the NAP show live. Our guest today is Mr. Daniel D. Coleman from Richton, Mississippi, with 1,000 people and one stoplight.
We got two.
Okay.
We got two stoplights. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Get it right. Let's get it right. And we're going to play his single entitled New Thing right now. Put your ears on it. We'll be right back with more when I guest today, Daniel D. Coleman.
Storms arise, friends telling lies, tears in my eyes, just trying to see the sunlight. Still don't know where I went wrong, just trying to be strong. I gotta keep holding on. No matter what may come my way, I'm gonna trust you any day, because you always make a way. You're doing a new thing. I'm standing on the word of God. Storms arise, Still don't know where I went wrong. Just trying to be strong. I gotta keep holding on. No matter what may come my way, I'm gonna trust you any day. Because you always make a way. You're doing a new thing. I'm standing on the word of God, walking in the strength of God. I won't worry, cause you're doing a new thing. Sacrifice, both day and night. Because with the flesh is a fight, when trying to do wrong or right. With every story I've heard, the lessons I've learned, I believe in your word. Through every trial confirmed. No matter what may come my way, I'm gonna trust you any day. Because you always make a way. You're doing a new thing. I'm standing on the word of God, walking in the strength of God. I won't worry, cause he's doing a new thing. New thing, new thing. My God is doing new thing, new thing, new thing in my home, new thing on my job, new thing in my family, in my friends, new thing. Lord, I thank you for the new thing. Lord, I bless you for the new thing. Lord, I praise you for the new thing. New thing.
That was New Thing from my guest today, Daniel Coleman. Hey, I hear all the influences in that track right there. I definitely hear PJ. I hear some Stevie. I hear a little bit of Commission feel in there too, a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
That was dope, man. Now, I got to ask you this. You've had two singles that I know about.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when an artist puts singles out, they have their face on there like, you know. Both your singles, you just have artwork. What's the concept behind that?
Yeah, so honestly, that was one of those independent artist things. I didn't have in the budget to have a photo shoot. So
okay.
So
Gotcha.
I just put together some artwork for those projects. But for the main album that I'm working on, I have a nice photo for that.
Okay, gotcha. If it works, it works. I love it.
Absolutely.
So you mean to tell me that was just a loop that you heard?
It was. Miles, I tried to find the video, but Miles posted that on Instagram. It's been over a year now. He posted that on Instagram. My friend, my brother, Miles Brandon, definitely go follow him on social media. He posted that link, and I heard the melody. No matter what, we on my way, gonna try to do it. I just kept hearing that in my head. So literally, I took those tracks, copied and pasted them just to make sure that I had enough for a verse, chorus. And I sat in my closet at the apartment where I was staying at the time and wrote that song. And once I kind of locked in, in that regard, literally all the words just came. And crazy enough, I was cleaning up the other day and I actually found the notepad where I was writing
Oh wow.
all the lyrics to that song. I just found that the other day. But yeah, that started as a 60-second Instagram video, that song.
Wow. Wow. That just goes to show how important social media can be to music. Like, that's crazy. That is cool. That's cool.
Absolutely.
What motivates you to create a song? Like, me being a bass player, all of my music is bass heavy. Like, they were like, Tony D, you gotta turn that bass down a little bit.
Yeah.
But what motivates you to create music? Let me ask you, do you play any instruments?
Yeah, so I play a little bit of everything.
Okay.
My main instrument is guitar, though.
Okay.
I think every church boy kind of grew up playing drums, or you started on drums or of some capacity.
Right.
So on New Thing, the guitar and the synth parts that you hear, that's all Miles Brandon.
Okay.
But the keys, the drums, the key bass, background vocals, all the rest of it, horns, all of that was me. Yeah. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, I play a little bit of everything.
Okay, that's what's up. So, how did you come up with New Thing? What was that, a sermon topic? Did you hear a sermon, or you just felt God just sharing that with you?
I felt God sharing that with me, and I didn't realize when I was writing at the time that it would become a declaration for my own life. When I started writing the lyrics, I was going through a very, very difficult time. And literally, I kept telling myself, no matter what comes, I'm going to trust God. I'm going to believe him, because the word tells us that he'll make all things new. So I'm believing that God will do a new thing. And around that time, I think another Ty Tribbett influence, I think he had released All Things New. So that was kind of in my spirit. So when I started writing, it was literally just me kind of in my own way trying to minister to someone else. But I didn't realize that after I released that song, literally God flipped my life upside down and started to open up door after door after door, opportunity after opportunity. So literally, when I was told that, I wouldn't be anything, God literally started opening doors and has done a new thing and is doing a new thing in my life. So I found it that sometimes I will sit down to write a song thinking that I'm speaking to someone else, but in one way or another, God is going to make me live that before I can sing it to somebody else.
Yeah. Wow. It has to be impactful to you for you effectively to effectively deliver it to somebody else. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Give us a day in the life of Daniel. Like, when you wake up on a Monday morning all the way to when you close your eyes, what does your day consist of?
Yeah, so my day starts every day around 4:30, 5 o'clock. First thing I do is pray, read my word. I try to. I'm not going to sit up and act like it happens every day, because I like the snooze button from time to time. But I try to make it to the gym every day around 6 a.m. Then I go to work 8 to 5. And depending on the day, 5 to 9, 5 to 10, 12, 1, 2 a.m. Sometimes looks like rehearsals at my church. Some days it looks like me doing homework and study in my divinity program. Sometimes it looks like hanging out with friends. So really my evenings are kind of up in the air, and except for on certain days. But I'm never not moving. I found myself moving or going somewhere a lot this year. So most busy days, I try to get sleep when I can. My mom actually was on me the other day about resting, and I told her, I said, "What is rest?" But that's normally what my day looks like.
I was just going to ask you, out of all of that, when do you fit in some rest? Because I don't know how old you are. I may say, I'll guess about 26, 27, maybe.
27.
Oh, look at God. Look at God. That was the shot. Nah.
Yeah.
But when you get to be as old as Tony D on the radio, that rest becomes very important. So yeah, try to make sure you fit some rest in, bro.
Absolutely.
And good eating too.
Yeah.
Healthy eating.
My trainer, and I found it interesting. My trainer is actually a nutritionist, Jason Fitness, on social media. She's actually a nutritionist, and in the gym, she asked me one day. She said, "Daniel, why do a lot of times in the Black church when we pray, why do we say, Lord, bless this food and let it be of nourishment to our bodies? And it's ribs, ham hocks, greens, candy yams, all these things." And I kind of laughed. I was like, you know what? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely has been on me about that, just overall health. So I'll definitely take that note for sure.
Yeah. Lord, bless these 2 Snicker bars I'm about to eat.
Yeah.
I had 2 Snicker bars last night. Forgive me, Lord. They were just calling me. I had to get them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Music is definitely a spiritual thing. And in this day and time, we have young people who are coming up being influenced by music from all areas, whether it be the church, whether it be secular side. How important is it for you to create sound music, whether it be a crossover or whatever, to set the atmosphere in this time that we live? Because it's a lot going on. So how is it important for you to create that music that sets the atmosphere?
Great question. I think it's very important. I'm gonna try not to get preachy. It's divinity school.
Go ahead. It's Sunday. Some of us didn't go to church today.
God's intention for music. I believe that when God created music, I don't think there was a specific genre. I think man created genres. But as we know the story, Lucifer was an angel created for worship. But he wanted the glory. So God kicked him out of heaven. Considering that Lucifer, now Satan, is the prince of the air, prince of the cosmos, we have to realize that the same power and ability that he had in heaven, he still has that same power and ability on earth. I heard Pastor Mike Todd say once that music is the only thing in this earth that penetrates your soul without your permission. So if you hear a song, you hear music without words, depending on the rhythm of the music, depending on the nuances of the song, it will give you a certain mood, a certain feeling. Oftentimes, when it comes to ministry, I do have to take a step back and say, okay, God, is this a sound that's pleasing to your ear? Is this what you want your people to hear? Because the gift of creativity is something that I think is beautiful. It's a beautiful gift to have. But at the same time, we also have to reference our source, reference our creator, who is God, making sure that this is what he intended it to be. So I'm a firm believer that we have to check, recheck, and check again. Because just because the music sounds good, just because it feels good, you have to check truly what that message is and how it's impacting your heart and how it's impacting your soul.
Yeah. It's funny that my friend from high school, Augustus, he said music has a vibe. You can feel it without any words ever being said.
Absolutely.
That is so true. And I know for some old school music, it takes me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
I remember the very first time I heard After the Love Is Gone by Earth, Wind & Fire. I remember the exact time, the exact season, you know what I'm saying? And every time I hear it, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Even though I was a kid and I didn't really understand what they were singing about. It's really a sad song if you listen to the lyrics, but just, of course, Earth, Wind & Fire is one of my favorite groups of all time. Just the instrumentation of it, it just really makes me feel good, And then there's music that takes me to a place that, doesn't bring such fond moments. So yeah, music is very powerful, and we have to be careful as those who are minstrels to use it in the right way. And I'm glad, Daniel, you're using it in the right way.
Thank you.
Well, we're about to wrap up this part. I want to say, first of all, thank you. It's been a long time coming. We've been back and forth about this interview for about 2 or 3 months, but I appreciate you coming on, man. Before we let you go, are there anything that you like to share with the listening audience? You have a lot of your people on. Anything you want to drop? Any words of wisdom? You got a sermon you working on? You want to share with us? You want to practice on us?
Man, no, I think I got it all out this morning. But just everyone who's watching, I appreciate you. I thank you so much for your support. And for those of you who didn't know me, I'm so glad that we've had this opportunity, me and Tony D, to be able to sit down and talk. I hope my music blesses you. I hope it speaks to something and you can use it and apply it to your life. And I'm just excited for what's to come. Be on the lookout because I'm definitely working on some bigger projects.
That's what's up. I got to say this before we play Talking About Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a stickler for artists downloading artist music. Let me say that one more time. I'm going to say it a little bit slower. Download artist music. It's okay to stream, put them on your streaming playlist, play over and over again, but Daniel's only going to get a half of a penny when you stream that song.
Yeah.
But if you download it for 99 cents, $1.29, whatever, it will definitely go back into his music ministry. You remember when you used to go to the record store or the CD store or the 8-track store or whatever you did, and you bought those artists' songs? Well, it's the same principle, only we don't have to go to a brick and mortar building. All we have to do is download it on to our phones, our iPads, or our laptops. All right. So you heard new thing, download it today. You're about to hear Talking About Jesus, download it today. Let's not shortchange our artists. Now, you may talk about me when you get off this. I don't care. We shortchange our artists by not purchasing the material that they put out if you feel it's good. All right. I'm just saying. All right. We're going to end this segment with Talking About Jesus. Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate you. Give your social media information. It's scrolling on the bottom, but you can verbally share it with us.
So you can find me everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Daniel D. Coleman.
That's what's up. Very simple. Easy to find them. Daniel D. Coleman. We're going to close this segment with Talking About Jesus. Put your ears on it, and we'll be back with more of the New Artist Profile live right here on Level Up TV.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord. There is a man deep down in my soul. He rescued me from sin and he made me whole. He guides my feet, shows me where to go. He carries all my burdens and my heavy load. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. He's been so good to me. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. He's been so good to me.
Let me take it up.
He died for me. Now I have a story to tell. Oh, and if you didn't know, he died for you as well. One day I want to see him and look upon his face. I want to feel his love and his warm embrace. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm not talking about Jesus. He's been so good to me. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. He's been so good to me.
Here we go.
I'm talking about the one, God's one and only Son. Talking about the one who shed his blood. Talking about the one who wraps us in his love. He healed the sick and healed the body sick. He has the power on mind and me. He's the one who sacrificed, the one who gave his life, the one who reigns on high. His name be glorified. One who lived and died. The grace we have provided. He's coming back for the one to see. Yeah, it's you and me. Now I came to tell you something you should know. He'll always be there for you and he won't let you go.
He won't let you go.
If you will believe the man, welcome in his love. He
about Jesus. Talk about Jesus. Talk about Jesus. Talk about
Yes, sir. Talking about Jesus because he's been so good to me. That's our guest today, Daniel Coleman. I put the link for both the singles in the chat. So, guys, make sure you click those links to Apple Music and you'll be able to download those songs today. We want to thank Daniel for being such an amazing guest on our broadcast tonight. All right, guys, we want to thank you for supporting. We have some amazing station affiliates who play my syndicated show, The New Artist Profile. 22 years we've been doing this, highlighting some of the best and brightest gospel recording artists. And we're excited about our latest affiliate. It is Praise 101 out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is an online station streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And The New Artist Profile airs every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So shout out to my man, Damon Ritchie, the music director at the station, who said, you know, Tony, we love to get the NAP show on the broadcast. Also, we want to shout out CHH Jams, our station who supports Level Up Nation. We come on CHH Jams every day. So shout out to my man, Orlando Page, who plays the show on his station. There we go. Check it out right there on chhjams.com, the New Artist Profile. If you're not following me, please follow me, Dallas A. Frazier, on my government page right here on Facebook. Facebook wouldn't let me be great and be Tony D. So Dallas A. Frazier, follow me. You'll see the artists I promote, and you'll see when we play the New Artist Profile. I got to shout out Miss Stephanie B. Green. She just released her new single, He's Good, just came out yesterday. We're promoting that single, so we want you to check it out. It's a great song that was produced by Damian Merle and written by Stephanie Green. So we'll be having her on upcoming weeks right here on the NAP Show Live. Also, if you'd like to be a supporter by sponsoring the show, all you have to do is send us an email to csemediabiz@yahoo.com. That's csemediabiz@yahoo.com. Say, Tony D, I'd like to sponsor the show. And what does a sponsor get? Well, you get advertised. We'll shout you out. We'll play your information, your video at the top of the show. And excuse me, possibly not only on the New Artist Profile show, but you might want to ask how you can be a sponsor of all of Level Up, which comes on from 3 p.m. on Sunday all the way till 9 p.m. on Sunday. And I believe we're reaching out to get more shows as well. So we got Sundays locked down on Level Up TV right here on Level Up Nation. All right, next week, we may be taking a hiatus because I'm traveling to Atlanta, Georgia for the Spin Awards. I believe this is the 8th or 9th year which they've had the Spin Awards. And the Spin Awards is one of the largest award shows which awards radio stations, radio shows, podcasts. Shout out to Mistral Appointed and her team for doing an amazing job. My man Birdie from Let's Talk Gospel is a nominee, I believe. And yours truly, Tony D on the Radio, is a nominee along with Timberland Atkins, my business partner. We're nominated for the New Artist Profile and our radio station, C Stage Radio. So we'll be traveling to Atlanta this weekend. So we may have a live show. I'm not sure, but just stay tuned. We're going to let you know what's going on in the world of the NAP Show Live. You want to make sure you stay locked in right here because we've got some great programming. We've got Let's Talk Gospel after me at 6. We've got the Pat Nash show coming on later tonight, and she does a great job of sharing information. If you are having a relationship issues, if you're having relationship successes, if you're trying to strengthen your relationship or whatever the case may be, she's going to give you some good information, and you're going to have a great time right after me at 6 p.m. with the Let's Talk Gospel broadcast. All right. Let me see what else is next. I think that's about it. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to my team, Miss Grace and Miss Angee, for being such an amazing production team. We couldn't do this week out without you. Stay tuned because upcoming weeks, we're going to have some amazing artists. We're trying to get Ernest Pugh on with us. We're trying to get Hezekiah Walker on with us. We're trying to get John P. Key on with us. So, guys, we're excited about what God is doing. Open up great doors for this broadcast. And it's not about Tony D. It's about exposing the independent artists as well as the national artists to this great audience that we have every Sunday right here on Level Up TV. All right, we're going to close. Oh, make sure you go out and vote. November 5th is coming quickly. So go ahead and vote. Early voting is available in some areas, but if you want to wait like me and stand in the crowd, make sure you cast your vote. Not going to tell you who to vote for, but just make sure you vote. We're going to close with my man Mike Jeezy and his lyric video to his single entitled Girl Like. And I want to shout out my goddaughter, Miss Mia. She put her foot in this lyric video. Very first lyric video she's ever done, and she did a phenomenal job. And I'm sure that Mike Jeezy team was very, very satisfied. And we want you to put your eyes on it. Then go stream and download this single from Mike Jeezy, Girl Like. You're going to love it. I'm your boy, Tony D on the radio. I'm going to leave you with this last word: to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean out on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge God, and he will direct your path. Because living for God is as easy as ABC. If you always believe Christ, your life will never be the same. Because we serve a God who can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can even ask or think. So whatever you're asking God for right now, he can exceed that by 1 trillion. Make sure you're living your life G-rated. What's G-rated? Living a lifestyle is pleasing to God and brings glory to him in everything that you do. I'm your boy, Tony D on the radio. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Mike Jeezy, Girl Like. Until next time you hear my voice, I'm going to leave you with this last word. Chill.
Yeah. Mike Jeezy. Yeah. One time for the independent women that's doing their own thing and killing the boss game. Right. Working all night, pursuing a life change while putting my God first and praising his high name. I say, little mama, gon' do that there. But the people hating on you, tell them we don't care. We gon' watch God work as they stop and sell. And you be coming out the fire with the flawless hair. Yeah. But first you gotta love yourself. Cause if you ain't trying to do it, then who else gon' care? Real talk, grab a mirror, gon' look real deep. Cause my God is top notch, he don't make nothing cheap. See, I'm looking for a woman that ain't scared to shine, who is led by a king that is so divine. I took some time to vibe what I feel is true. A salute to all women that are going through. I love you. Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. Yeah, I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. So many women with potential, the mental is on point. Went to school and got the job, and you were great, my girl. This right here is your joint. Life is hard, I know, true, but you gotta step back, let the Lord be your guidance. He'll lead your path, and everything that you ask for, then gon' run a little right. That's right. Go ahead, love, mama, get out your seat. Stand firm and plant your feet. Tell the world you playing for keeps. And I'ma watch you stand tall like a tree. Can't nobody else live your life for you. So tell them all you about to move. I try to guide us busting through. And ain't nobody gonna stop it, you a chosen few. Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. Yeah, I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you.
These insecurities showing more vividly.